harder for him. There's a fucking thing covering me.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, calm.
Yeah, you're good. You're
Yeah,
good.
no,
And it's
'cause what's
recording. Yeah.
It was the thing that was covering me. That's why I didn't see it.
Anyways, tell them about the merch.
Yo, we got merch and it's sexy.
Yeah.
Quality is crazy.
Tell them.
It's beautiful. It's affordable.
That's
It's-
affordable though.
The merch.
How much?
We got these beautiful t-shirts for 25.
Yeah.
We got these tote bags for a tenner.
25 affordable for a t-shirt.
Yes.
Okay.
For a t-shirt of this quality. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Like, look at it. It's sexy. And then we got these hoodies. Look, feel it, touch it. This is premium.
much?
That's 40 quid.
What about
Or
the bundle?
40
you can
quid.
get a clean sweep. All of them. 70 quid. Last price.
Jeez, y'all are hungry.
Look, man, in these streets, you gotta stay hungry. You get what I mean? In these streets, you gotta stay hungry, man.
I don't know. It's good call. It's good. It actually does feel good.
You know what though? You know what? Because what's called? Because our last drop, I wasn't the most excited about it. But this one, like even the t-shirt, I felt like the t-shirt fits. I'm annoyed that we didn't order more because I need more.
Yeah.
Like I actually
Those are the
need
ones
to
people
rock it
have been
regularly.
asking for.
Why no black tea?
We just didn't do it.
Yeah, we just
because
didn't
we
do it.
usually like black is easy, black is normal.
But it's a nice tea. Black is.
The thing is, I low-key do want a black because I don't like wearing white like that. I feel like white, I get one wear, then I have to go wash it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm
Black
saying?
is slimming.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Yeah, it is.
But also shout out your designer, man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to boy.
Lenny, man.
Yeah, man, big man. That's our guy
That
still.
was like our. We were all holding on to Dave.
Yeah, man.
Because
Look.
Lenny was Dave's boy. He saw the first drop. He probably said,
Look, man.
"This guy."
Hey, respect my Canadian brother.
Rapping Zambia out there.
Bro,
All two of them.
respect Drizzy Drake, man.
I talked to him probably more that he's in Canada than I did when he lived in Ireland.
Yeah.
Like I know I had a podcast from someone once a week, but in terms of like conversation, texting and replying, I'm like, brother, we're 7 hours apart. It feels like we never stopped talking.
Sorry, how is he always away?
Bro.
That's the part that gets me. Like we're bantering in the group chat, and Dave just pops. I'm like,
And
isn't it like 3
He
a.m.?
slides in at a weird time.
And the worst part about it is like, is this nigga waking up at like 5 a.m. to watch United?
Yeah. No,
Yeah, see,
no. United, I hear it.
That's the level of
Well, how
dedication
do you
I
hear
don't
about
have.
them? Bad.
If it's your team, wake up at 6 a.m. I can kind of hear that. The one that vexed me, he woke up at 6 a.m. to watch Sheffield versus Everton.
Wait, what was that for?
He likes ball.
He loves ball.
Like that much to watch Sheffield.
At
Fuck.
6 a.m.
Fuck
Sheffield.
that.
Because you know this. You know these part of tactical Twitter. People that think, oh, watch these angles, watch these runs. Any players that they're linked with, they immediately know him. Oh, I've watched 3 matches of Sampdoria playing last year.
passed the eye
didn't.
test.
Yo, I watched Atalanta playing in Serie A.
Bro,
If
man,
you're watching Atalanta and you're in a relationship, you have 9 to 5, you have your own team, and you're watching Atalanta, I don't buy it.
and you're not getting paid for it.
I don't buy it.
Yeah, bro,
I don't
man, let's just tell the truth. You went on YouTube like the rest of us. You typed in Rasmus Højlund. You typed in highlights. But let's not talk about football. 'Cause
Actually, yo, Dejj, what happened?
look,
What happened?
What happened to what?
What happened in ball?
I don't even.
What happened in ball?
I don't watch ball.
What
I don't watch ball.
No.
It's international break. I don't watch ball.
That's spicy though in the group chat.
Episode with Moyo, he was like, yo, Moyo, you're the reason I support Man United.
Who's that?
Man United went team running back like that.
United.
Go
Who's that?
episode 78.
Look, that club is in the. You actually fuck that. I'm a Real Madrid fan.
You know they're in the news again.
Are you Real Madrid fan?
I'm a Real Madrid fan. Yeah.
Family Real Madrid.
What? What's called? Yeah.
One of their
bro.
players, apparently, they're in the news again.
Bro.
Anthony is beating his missus.
Bro,
Physically.
United.
Yeah.
That's a team.
that club we're dusted, man.
Do you know when you make a deal with the devil and you're promoting your jersey as the devil's club?
Bro,
You will get devilish behavior.
I don't know what deal that man like Fergie signed. If he sold his soul or something or sacrificed someone needs to be sacrificed because we need to win.
Would you sell your soul to have Fergie's career in anything?
No.
Wait, when we say sell your soul, what does that entail?
Bro, you're only on this earth for a amount of time. Bro.
No, but I'm just
and then
asking.
we go up to heaven.
You Loki.
I go to church on Sunday with the cinema. Look at me.
Did I say it? What?
He said,
Bro,
we have higher expectations. If you know, you know. That's a bar.
That was good.
Because everyone always talks about selling your soul, but what does selling your soul actually mean? Because some people, you're going hell anyways. You might as well get something out of it. Anyways,
Ron doesn't buy this.
wait. Do you man actually believe in like the physical like heaven hell?
I think there's something. I just don't want to be in a hell.
So you think there's an afterlife?
Yeah.
Of some sort.
Yeah.
And I hear it. I'm the same, and I'm banking. Even if someone is right, they are right. Let me go to heaven.
Wait.
Yeah.
Genuine question. Yeah, like obviously I know the whole or you like even just before you go, yo, God forgive me, give me a life Christ. You're going heaven innit?
John
Quick
3:16.
little.
Yeah. Wait, you're going heaven if you do that. You're going heaven innit?
I actually asked this on Twitter because I was like John 3:16, obviously. So I'm like, so if you just then believe, I asked this, someone corrected it for me, and it's like, no, it's not as simple as that because you can't. I can't remember what they said. They actually broke it down for me, and it was my neighbor. Shout out neighbor. He broke it down. He broke down John 3:16. I was like, it kind of sounds like it's a cop out that I can live a certain life, and I get to a certain page, and then be like, you know what, I believe in Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. All of a sudden, I will not perish, even if I did the most fucked up things. Now, the circumstances that yes, you can, but obviously, human nature, we will try to manipulate rules, and God will see your heart essentially because we have false pastors. That we have everything. You can fake things, so it's not just as simple as, oh yeah, I lived the fucked up life. Let me believe and go to heaven.
Okay.
But you can't believe if you live the fucked up life. You can always change.
Okay, my question is right because like I've said on this podcast a couple of times, there's a show called The Good Place. You either go to good place heaven or go to bad place hell, whatever. There's a point system, so the things you do in your life, you get different points. You get different points from. Do you get what I'm saying? So like, if you do something good, you get good points.
Do you think you get good points for? Do you think there's a point system?
Essentially, the way that we speak about it now, it kind of might be. Okay. Let me land my point. We'll get back to that, right? My question is right. Obviously, the more advanced we get, the more everything goes in life, the harder it is to get to heaven. How many people do you think are actually going to heaven? Because if you commit one sin, if all sin is seen as equal, right? If you commit one, you're going down. So,
not necessarily.
Explain because these are questions I've always genuinely had.
Because God hates sin, but He loves sinners.
Okay.
Like, so if you can sin and you are a sinner, and just because you're a sinner and you're a sinner, the whole point of Jesus dying is so, like, He's taking it up on His shoulders. So you can sin and be a sinner, but God loves you and repent. And that, we grew up in African culture where they condemn it so much that you think like, oh, if I now masturbate, God's not going to love you. And you feel that guilt and you're like, fuck, I'm such a bad person, I'm such a bad human being. No. You are still loved. You just committed.
But you're not answering my question though.
Well, I think what it is also is knowing you're sinning. It's like oh, I'm gonna get to heaven, but I'm gonna sin now. I think that's the difference. That's where you can't be
use the loophole.
You can't be using that as your cop or whatever. Oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna rob or whatever, and then
then go ask for forgiveness. Yeah. So sorry, what was your question?
My question is that, like you said, like God loves sinners, right?
Yeah.
But everybody's a sinner.
Yeah, exactly.
Good, bad, Hitler, everybody.
Exactly.
We're all sinners, in it. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if all sin is seen as equal, if you commit one and you haven't repented right after you did it, are you not going down?
I don't think so.
I haven't been there, so
I honestly, I don't think so. I don't think, because you have to look at humans. Like, the love a human being can have for someone. If you made a mistake at home, you snuck out, whatever, your parents might be angry, they might frustrate you, they might punish you, and they can forgive you, and they're not going to condemn you forever, because that's what essentially going down means you're condemned forever. So I think if the heart of man can overlook and not condemn and still forgive and still want the best for you, I think God is greater than that. So I don't think if you can, I stole a lollipop, and now you're condemned to hell forever. I know what you're saying, but my theory is like, if the heart of man is able to forgive and look past, I can only think the heart of God is obviously superior.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you there. And I don't think God is keeping a list of every little petty little sin we do that way. Yeah.
Yeah. See, the thing is, genuinely, I hear you, but I feel like that's us rationalizing it so we don't feel like we're going to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also I don't think we're supposed to understand God. Like, I don't think we're able to understand God.
Yeah. Like I find it weird when people put human emotions on God, because I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Like, even stuff in like he's a jealous God. If God is perfect, jealousy is not perfect.
Well, if we are created in His image, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Well, now we're coming church podcast.
You know?
But if we are created in His image, so there is a certain aspect of us who are godly. I think you even said it on the pod. We are mini gods.
Yeah.
Like we're demi.
Listen to that episode.
Yeah. We are essentially demigods. So I think that's where the comparison.
Percy Jackson and them.
Yeah. That's where the comparison comes from. So that's where we take it from. It's like, okay, if I'm a demigod and I'm capable of forgiveness to certain things, I could only imagine if the God, it would also be capable of forgiveness.
But the reason why I hear what you're saying, right? But emotions essentially make you imperfect. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you feel jealousy, you feel greed, you feel anger, you feel all of these things, right?
Yeah. And
obviously we're supposed to be a more diluted version of God, right? Essentially. You know, like that. Like concentrate. But like it's almost like, let's say like Thor had a kid with a human. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All of the being able to be hurt and all of that kind of shit is all from the human side. It's not from the godly side. So it's like,
but Thor could get hurt.
You know what I mean?
Hurt in what aspect?
Okay.
No, but Thor could get hurt.
Okay.
Because he said it's coming from the human side. Thor lost his eye and he was heartbroken.
Let's say.
So he was hurt. So physically and emotionally.
I hate this guy.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. I honestly don't.
Okay, right.
Hurt in what aspect?
If
God is Thor, then that's
okay.
No, he used Thor as an example.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thor is a bad example. Let's fucking say Zeus. Are you happy now?
Zeus I know. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything because it sounds Zeus. Also, but hey,
the reason I'm just not using God because it's better to have a physical.
Okay, use your talk.
Okay, you know what it is, yeah. Not get hurt is more can get killed easier. Would you prefer that?
Yeah.
The way because you can get killed easier because of the human side, not because of the.
Oh yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Not because of the godly side.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is the emotions part of the part that makes us human is like almost like, yeah, cool, we have the godliness in with us. Like let's say the godliness is like 20% and the 8% is us being fucked up humans, innit? Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, are we taking it as like, okay, because he said I've made you in the image of us, as we taking it as like, oh, you're just us on like on boost. Do you get what I mean? Look, I'm tired of this conversation.
bro. Like, how did we get here?
Bro, I don't know how we got here, but
after work, man, this is very deep for right now.
You know,
should I introduce the podcast right here?
Yeah, let's go for it.
For Bar Music Cup.
Anyways, we are Charge. We are the podcast with the highest level of analysis the culture needs. I'm Uncle Jay, but you mans call me Jordan, and I'm here with.
Oh, sorry. It's your girl's favorite voice, Big Dejj, nigga with the Midas touch. You know, I'm sorry, I've been distracted.
You can run that back. It wasn't deep enough.
See, these guys, and then they'll say, "Oh, they just do this." That is deep enough for our listeners.
Wait, okay. And then who we got?
Yo, mama, I'm a Ronn.
Don't strain your voice, man. Ron said he's gonna strain his voice.
I can't even do that, man.
Strain my voice is crazy.
Bro, that was pre-podcast. Don't bring that in here.
That doesn't exist here.
Yeah, what's good? I'm Ron. How's things, man?
Ron's trying to break records here, but did you guys see Wizkid cancelled in Ireland?
What?
Remember, I told you.
He cancelled his gig.
His gig.
Yeah, he was like, yeah.
What do you think it is? Because people are saying it's because his mom passed a month ago.
That's sad.
And maybe he just doesn't want to be outside right now. People are saying tickets are probably not moving, slow, and it's a month away from the gig, and the tickets haven't picked up pace.
Is there like a show in another country?
I don't know. I have no idea. This was kind of. I go to Twitter for all my opinions and news. I actually don't fact check anything. Yeah. I just see them there and I'm like, all right.
The most fact check I see is, you know, when Twitter puts the little box underneath and says, "This is what actually happened."
Community notes. Community notes.
That's it. It could be more than one thing. It could be both. Because the thing is, like I always say, Ireland is such a small market that sometimes you're doing it because fuck it, I'm doing everything anyways.
Yeah, I'm already decided the world.
If I was missing it, I'd like, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, if I'm going through something already and I'm seeing this, and even at its best, it's probably not doing, it's not really moving the needle like that, and it's not selling like that. Fuck it, cancel that shit, man.
Yeah, maybe he's probably not even losing money on it. Like, probably it's like a short loss, so he can just like say, yeah, you know, I'm not gonna do Ireland. Well, you know, if it's over his mother, then that's also cool. But I think it's probably a factor of a lot of things. But also when it comes to these artists dropping dates in Ireland and then not coming, we know why you're not coming. It's because you're not selling.
Yeah. Well, one time an artist, he got too big too quick. Like, he dropped the dates. He was coming to the Helix, the fucking DCU, and then I was like, I'll go to lectures. Pop over to the Helix. Go. Fucking ended up winning 3 Grammys, so his price probably skyrocketed.
Oh yeah.
Chance the Rapper. I haven't forgotten Chance. I will never forget that moment. He was supposed to come to the Helix. Tickets were like 20 quid. This was when the coloring book came out.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah,
So,
the coloring book one.
I was on campus on the day. I was like, yeah, I'll go to my lectures, just pop over. And I could hear it. A Helix show, which is like, maybe 1,000 or 1,300 people. At that time, he just won his 3 Grammys, and Coloring Book was arguably the best album of 2016, you could argue. I'll give it to Life of Pablo, personally. Views came out that year too, but let's not get into this.
Same thing happened to me, Tiger. Except he cancelled on the day.
Oh,
I was on the bus to Dublin when he cancelled. I was vexed.
Tiger was actually hot though. I think he gets disrespected too much, but he had a mini run.
That 2012, 2013
Yeah.
Rack City Tiger,
Rack City,
fuck off, man.
City faded.
That's when Young Money was still.
Was he not Ayo with Chris Brown as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he gets disrespected.
What's called?
I
Tiger's got
hate
hits.
when the Tiger song comes on my algorithm when I'm listening to music.
Boy.
It's just like I'm not in the. I'm never in the mood for Tiger.
Mm.
I'm never in the mood for Tiger.
I hear Tiger has to come on in a club where I have no choice.
Yeah,
I never go look for a Tiger song. But when I hear Ayo and I'm like out and about, like, oh yeah, that song slaps. But I would never be like, oh yeah, let me play even Rack City.
I think that's me and Davido.
What?
That's me and Davido. I don't listen to Davido, but I know all the music because every time I'm out, they're playing him.
Yeah, he really does make party music. Like, he found his lane.
Yeah, like I'm not like I'll never just chill and be like, oh, let me listen to Davido.
Yeah, but that dude cannot do live.
Cannot do live?
No, man. That dude is just screaming on the mics.
Yeah, and we'll still pay. But back on the Wizkid, do you also think it's like he's been too accessible over the last 2-3 years, so tickets weren't moving here. A lot of people have gone to see him from here in the O2, and then they did 3 shows in a row in the O2, was it?
Yeah, 3 shows in a row, 2 years ago?
2 years ago,
he did,
and then the Spurs
what's
Arena.
called? He did he do something last year?
He did that festival that everyone goes to in Portugal. Afro Nation.
Yeah, I saw him at Afro Nation.
Yeah, in 2020.
I saw him there.
2019, sorry, yeah.
I think he did it 2020 as well. Maybe.
I think he did Afro Nation twice, definitely.
Yeah, he did Afro Nation 20. So essentially, in damn near, you could have seen him
5 times in the last 4 years.
We've a lot of opportunities to see these people.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Because like this is something I've been thinking about, especially when it comes to Afrobeats, right? And in music, the majority of money comes from doing shows, and it's not from the streams, right?
Yeah.
But like, bro, like Ashake, Burna Boy, and Wizkid, I've been seeing their shows a whole bunch of times in the space of 2 years?
2 years, yeah.
I'm like, bro, weren't you not just here like 6 months ago?
I think Burna Boy came in March and then November. Or something crazy. Like in Ireland. He was there like the start of the year and end of the year. He was like, I went both times. But if he came again like within the next year, I'm not pushed to go.
Yeah,
I'll just watch on my story.
But you know what it is? It's just like if we've seen you too much, and then also if the music isn't banging, like the new music you just dropped isn't banging like that. I'm like, I just saw everything, and then also on top of that as well, we don't really regard you as a performer. Why am I coming to see you?
That's fair. That's fair.
Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Like, even Burna didn't sell out the Tree. I would say like the Tree Arena, I think capacity is 13K, but I would say it was like 10K to 12K to 11K sold out. Like there were parts that were closed. I would say maybe that was maybe 1,000, 2,000 seats that were closed. But all of the standing packed, it's only like the higher up seats that they really closed down. So and that was within. Again, he touches a different demographic. I think that's what helps Burna.
Was there many white people in there?
That's what I'm saying.
There has to be.
Loads
of white people.
Loads.
Bro, you don't sell out Ireland with just black people. It's impossible.
Especially the second time I went. So the one time I've actually went to a gig where I saw predominantly black people was actually Trevor Noah's stand up. I went, bro. I don't know what.
No,
happened.
actually, you know what? I hear that.
Like
Adults.
What was black people or white people?
A lot of more black people than white people.
But I hear that.
Adults,
That's a lot of adults.
The first time it was for me, I think it was when it was. This guy's in jail now. But Tory Lanez at the Academy.
That was a lit show.
Were you there?
I
was
one
there.
that he was grabbing the roof.
Bro,
I saw all
niggas
the
were
black
holding
Ireland.
his shoe like this. But once again, think about the venue.
Yeah,
Like there's certain venues like what's called Wizkid can sell out Academy easy.
Yeah.
With
Olympia
just black people.
even,
Olympia
just
with just black people.
But to sell out the Tree
Bowling
Arena,
Factory probably with just black people. But 3 Arena, there's no way to sell out the 3 Arena with just black people. It's impossible.
a lot of it was just last. White people came up.
You're waiting a long
Location
time.
and last because Dave and Location was a very big song. So
I don't think you should go to a concert just for 2 songs, man. That's a waste.
Yeah, and I
hate that as well. That's why I hate the Tree Arena. I prefer the smaller venues because the people that are going to be there are actually the actual fans. Man, why am I in the Tree Arena and people are barely singing these deep cuts or barely singing not even the deep cuts, the songs from the middle of the album that your man is touring with, bro. Come on.
But without those people, that artist probably isn't coming.
as that is, you do need like with a lot of things, even with sports, you need casuals.
You have to.
You need the casuals, even like podcasts. And we've had the conversation in our group chats. I guess sometimes you just need to have the generic bait conversations and put them out because the casuals are the one that are gonna get your numbers. Especially speaking of Ireland, it's very new concept. It's like very very niche, very new. So for a lot of people to start getting into it now. So to draw people in a lot of things, and they're saying that's one of the good things about like Dana White. He's messing with the Nelk boys. He wants Sean O'Malley to be champion because he's like, I need the young casuals because you people that listen to podcasts or watch UFC, you're gonna watch regardless. So I think that's what moves the needle. Is casuals.
It always is casuals. Like what's called like everything is always casuals. Like that's why clubs like Manchester United, Real Madrid, Barcelona are massive clubs because there's so many casuals. Yeah. Like if you didn't have casuals, it just like is what it is.
Tommy Fury fight is a big fight because you have more people that watch Molly May and like Molly May that casually tune into boxing. I know, yeah. So you have like elite boxers that won't sell pay-per-views or the numbers that Jake Paul and Tommy would because you just have.
You know what? Casuals. I'm a Brighton type of guy.
You're a Brighton
type of guy. Like I like. You know, like
purity.
You know what it is, yeah? Ron, let me be honest with you. Ron's kind of a snob, man. like he said, how am I here with you common folk that do all you know is one song?
Man, I just like to go against the grain, boys.
Actually, I see it. It's not that you say it.
Yeah, I like to go against the grain.
Why?
My parents, man.
What they?
No, they've just ingrained it into me. They're always. So they love their arts and stuff like that. So like my dad does interior design, my mom's in fashion. So back in the day, so that was like always so that was around like arts and so that type of stuff. Always going for something different or whatever. Like they didn't buy the usual stuff or whatever. So I've just always been going against the grain because
I guess for interior design and arts from a Congolese family, you don't really see it's already against the grain.
Sorry, Belgian.
What?
Belgian.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
I'm
this guy. Right, Ron, I have an icebreaker for you.
Come on.
I do this everything. You do a musical conversational podcast.
Yes, sir.
So according to Pitchforks, yeah?
What Pitchfork?
Listen to the question.
Okay.
What is the highest rated hip-hop albums of the 2010s?
Highest rated hip-hop albums?
Of the 2010s. Oh, rap hip-hop, yeah.
Rap hip-hop.
Yeah, same thing. Of the 2010s, that whole decade.
Okay.
So that's like the decade we would have been like...
Rated, but like who's rating these now?
Pitchfork. Like, just think of albums that you think in the 2000s. Like, to be fair, you should be able to get 1, 2.
Can you give me artists?
5, no, that makes it too easy.
6,
there's definitely how many Drake albums are in there?
In the 2010s, none.
No Drake albums in 2010.
Yeah, well, some of them I'm like, I'm
okay. To Pimp a Butterfly's in there, right?
Yeah, To Pimp a Butterfly, that's in the 4.
2010s.
Yeah.
My Beautiful Dark Tales of Fantasy.
That's in the 1. With a score over 100.
2010. Who else is in there? Oh my days. Oh. It's actually so vast.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list now. Like, let's just say in the 2010s, they have like 2 rappers that dominated this list.
Is J. Cole in there?
No.
So, and there's no Drake in there?
No.
There's one that you should know.
Watch the Throne?
No, that was 2000.
That was like 2009 or something.
Yeah, that's 2011.
Was it 2011? Yeah. Was it? I want to see 2011. I think the album came out before.
Watch the Throne?
Yeah. 2011. Watch the Throne was before I got into college.
2010, 2011. I remember I was in college the day they announced that they're coming to Ireland.
So was I.
I spent all my money that week.
Did you go?
Bro, I spent all my money.
Oh, you didn't go?
No, because I spent all my money.
I have yet to be another person that was there, except for me. Y'all broke niggas. Get your money.
Get your money on me.
Is there more Kendrick in there?
Yeah, there is, yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, Damn is in the 5.
Okay, so I've got the 5, 3, and 1.
Yeah.
What about Kendrick's first album?
Good Kid, Mad City?
That's in the 3.
3 Kendricks?
Yeah.
You know who the fuck Kendrick is?
I know, but
he releases good albums.
Okay. Can you give me the artist? Or give me the word with the state.
Is too easy, man.
The state they're from.
The state.
That's wrong. If I give you the state, it's too easy.
Is it New York? Is it? Is he north or south?
Just answer the question.
Bro, I can't, bro.
Bro, just throw questions.
2010s is massive.
You can ask Dejj for advice.
I did give you advice. I told you Kendrick's first album.
I did.
When you hear the list, you'll be like, obviously.
Wait, 2010s. What's called? What's Chance's album?
No, it's not Chance the Rapper.
Coloring Book. Yeah.
Coloring Book is in there.
Coloring Book.
That's in the 7.
That's not an album though.
It's an album.
It's not an album. It's a mixtape.
Be pedantic now.
See what I mean?
It's not an album. It's a mixtape.
That's you've got
Coloring book.
you got 1, 3.
I got 3.
4,
I got 5. I got
5,
4 out of 5.
7.
Oh, am I doing top 10 or top 5?
You know, can we cancel this?
Anyways, let's do 1 to 10. It was
Wait! Don't say. But just give me.
right. And the number 2 is a rapper from Chicago.
So it's Kanye West.
Jesus, yes.
Jesus.
In the number 6, he's from Atlanta. Think he
Future?
No, old Atlanta. Maybe think of like under 3K around him as well.
Oh,
Big Sean.
Oh, it's a big, but it's Sean.
E40.
No, he's from Detroit as well. Fucking Big Sean.
do that again.
Oh yeah, Big Sean's from
Detroit. Yeah, it starts with a big. It's in the number 6. I don't know if you'd get this. He's from the south, and I've like used to be where.
Big L.
No.
Big Pun.
Ooh, no.
in the 2010s.
But he's saying big.
Release. There's a big.
Yeah,
There's
but
a big
Big
you
Pun
hear his
died
name,
in the
you'll know.
90s. Did he?
Big.
Give up, Ron.
I'm giving up.
Yeah.
Big boy.
Oh, Big Boy. Yeah.
Chances in the 7. Kanye with Life for Pablo's in the.
That's what you were trying to do. Shorter book.
Yeah. In the 9 is a Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah,
Okay,
never get
okay.
in 2010.
Yeah. And then Run the Jewels too.
I was thinking around the Joes.
That was another album. You flopped at that,
Oh,
man.
that,
I did.
that was probably the worst one we've done.
Music conversation podcast, my
No.
And I picked 2010s because of like we grew
That's
up
when you
around then.
love music.
Yeah.
Bro,
If I was going to pick 2000s.
Bro, the boys know I'm a 2000s boy. Bro,
Really?
Bro, for me, 2006 to 2009 is my era.
2006, 2009.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's your favorite rapper of that era?
That era at that time was T.I.
Oh, I hear it. For me, it's Lil Wayne. It had to be Lil Wayne.
T.I., Lil Wayne, Kanye.
T.I. was on a tear back then.
Yeah.
What Paper Trail and all them.
That album, Paper Trail.
I always think about it. Imagine, like, they were really big here. So imagine how big they must have been. In like this was pre-internet. So
Yeah.
they felt like T.I. was like that guy here in Ireland in like 2006.
Bro,
He was in Atlanta. He must have been king.
He is the king, man. He has an album called The King. King.
Oh yeah, that was a good album. I think he only has 2 good albums. Him and like people like him and 50 Cent, they can live off. They could have never released an album and lived off 2 albums.
Yeah, you're right.
Like for,
Nah, I don't think T.I. is
What is
bangers
that?
like that.
or what you know about that?
No.
no. His last album was actually Paper
The
Trail.
thing is, I know he has bangers, but he has not bangers like that.
No, obviously.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Nobody has bangers like 50. You will never. Nobody. It's not even a fair comparison because nobody's like. If he
this
just
day.
did the Massacre and he stopped at like that just a little bit, Piggy Bank and all of that stuff, he can tour forever. He's coming back again.
Yeah. I actually really should see him this time.
€140 tickets though.
That's why I didn't buy tickets.
Wait, you think you can get in free?
You know what? I might have to make a phone call or two.
I hate Ron because look, he's been getting. Tell us how's EP? Talk to us.
Yeah, actually,
Talk to us.
how was EP actually?
EP was actually, EP was actually great on vibes. Musically, I was man.
How the man do?
The man. Why'd you say it like that?
You know what he meant.
You know what I meant?
How the niggas.
The niggas that performed, how did they do?
Who was there?
There was Cello, there was Salome.
I wasn't there on the Sunday. I had to dip on the Sunday, but so I missed Cello. Salome killed it.
Yeah, Salome is cold. That freestyle he put out, he's so casual rapping with it that sometimes you don't feel like you think he's talking, but it's actually like rapping to you.
That guy is rude
That's
as well.
cool.
He's rude as well.
Yeah.
He's just dropping these nuggets in them bars, bro, man.
That's how you need that. Good way to do it because sometimes you have
Yeah.
to give people those little bits of content to get them to your music.
The Plan B bar, bro. Some of you rappers are rapping like you got a Plan B. Come on.
But come on, how was EP?
Yes. So he killed it, man. So like there was another fella on before him, who was a bigger artist, right? But then Same came on and he just changed the room, bro, when he came on. So Same was dope. Who else did I see? Sweet Lemon Day was cool. I like Sweet Lemon Day. I saw a few guys from Limerick. So Olympio, he performed out there. Keston also performed. He was
Yeah, I
good
saw
too.
Keston. Yeah, shout out Keston. He was a session on last episode. Yeah, he was there.
Malik from Gliders performed. It was nice to see.
There's more people in Gliders. I thought it was only 2 of them. I don't know. I thought it was Travis and else.
Is it not Travis Mills?
You're laughing and making it rude. That's how you're doing.
bro.
That's how you're doing.
Bro,
no, he's doing
no.
bullshit. What? He's doing bullshit right now. I honestly thought Gliders is Travis and Els.
Yeah, so that.
See?
Gliders is a whole group of them, man.
Okay, I found out that. Don't laugh again. Because you're making me look like a dickhead right now.
For me, I know Travis and I know Els.
Man, shout out to Malik and shout out to Keanu.
Okay, so support them. Or is it a whole collective? Is it like...
Is it like Odd Future?
I think they're a collective because like they've got videographers on the team, they got photographers.
Yeah, but come on.
This guy.
But come
what
on.
do you mean, man?
How am I supposed to know a videographer?
This guy. You're supposed to know the videographer and the photographer.
Who even watches videos anymore?
That's true. Yeah.
Like there's so many, like there's some artists I actually, if I didn't see clips of you on the online, I don't know what you look like.
But okay, why? So let's talk Gliders. It's Travis and Els. It's not a Gliders album. It's a Travis and Els album.
Yeah, but I thought Gliders was on the umbrella so they can make the clothes, they can have the music. So all of that is under the umbrella of Gliders, but Travis and Els run the company. I thought that's a company name where they do music, do merch, do shows under the Gliders, but Travis and Els, like me and Dejj, are part of Charger.
Okay.
Jordan and JD do Charger, Travis and Els do Gliders.
No, that's fair.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But you laughed, you're like, oh man. This guy's a dickhead.
No, but man, let's put some respect on some people out here. Yeah, Keanu's dope, man. That guy got bars. Keanu the pilot. So Malik was good. Who else did I see from Ireland? From EP, I cannot remember. But from
People Stories.
All Together now, that one, the Jameson lineup was insane.
Can I ask a question? Yeah. Do you not remember because you were using hard drugs?
No, I don't do drugs, bro.
Yeah,
but no, I had to ask because that venue EP is drugs.
Oh man, it's just.
Was that? Yeah.
I would say something.
I don't. Yeah, they're just gonna be there next year. VIP.
Yeah, I said I don't know which festival. I don't know how I'm getting there, but I'm getting into a festival VIP.
Come on, get it.
Yeah. See? Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, no, never mind. Actually.
Oh no, speak.
No.
Don't speak.
Don't worry. It's coming.
Oh, you're a podcaster that won't speak.
No. Because I've addressed it already.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, just in terms of the music, you also do music now, innit?
Kinda, yeah.
D12.
Yeah,
what's the goal with that? What's the aim with that?
The goal for my goal or D12 goal?
D12.
The goal is to literally just do music and do music, be on do shows, do gigs, put out great bodies of work.
Okay, so why was like, okay, let's do this D12, and was it your idea? You were kind of like, yeah, we're gonna do D12. Or
no,
why you? Because you do so many things. Why then do music?
TBO, because I started off doing music first, man. Started off as a music producer back in the day. So I did that. So I always loved music. I like Timbaland was my go. Timbaland and Twizz Beats. So I did that for a bit, and then I picked up a camera, and then that changed things. But like owning a studio, you're gonna be around music all the time.
Yeah.
I tend to be at a lot of shows, so I'm always around music, and I've always liked making music. And so when the opportunity just showed itself, I heard it beat. I was like, yo, let me. You know when you just have to. Okay, I need to find my way to finesse my way in this, and yeah.
Because musically, I think Dan can like definitely. I've not really heard a lot of songs I've heard. I like his voice.
Dan?
Yeah, like I don't know what Frank Ocean thing that he's trying to do. Dan, shout out to you. So I always think music is like such a hard, weird endeavor to go into, especially to start with, because I haven't done it, because I was like, this man does 101 things. Why the hell? It's like, did you just say like I want to rap? I was like, why you host? Yeah, you do like so many different things. I'm like, why the hell do you want to add music to that? Do you not feel like you stretch yourself thin, that you sometimes you have to be good at this? Then sometimes if you're trying to do a lot of little things, you don't really be great at any one thing, if that makes sense.
For me, it's I've always been a jack of all trades. You know how that thing ends. But like video is my main thing. Video and creative consulting, creative direction is my main thing. But also the thing with video, especially like I'm working on my short film and working on a documentary, those things are stuff that won't come out now. They take a year or so, 6 to 8 months to finish. Whereas with music, it's just a lot quicker. So it's like, it's like I can record a song right now, or we can make a song right now, and if we wanted to, the song could be out in 4 weeks. Some could be out in 2 weeks. It could be out or whatever. But it's just like, for me, it's just all about creative expression. I just love to create. If you want to create and I want to create, let's make something dope. So that's my whole thing.
And I hear that.
And I don't find that it stretches me, because I don't know. I find it easy. Because
I've had this conversation with Dejj. I was like saying a lot of people, they're not mastering one thing, and they're doing a lot of things, but they're doing a lot of things like half-assed. And it's just human nature. Like people will be like, oh, because I'm good at this, let me do this, let me do this. But sometimes you find yourself that like you don't have the mental capacity. I've asked Dejj already. It's like, can you be polyamorous? And I think it's like I don't think a lot of people can because you don't have the mental and emotional capacity to stretch yourself thin.
Yeah.
Even if you think you could, but I don't think you do. So that's why I ask, because I feel like a lot of people, you think you can do a lot of things great, but you might just be doing a lot of things at like 25%, 25%, 20%. So you're not doing any one thing great.
I was literally just about to ask that. Do you feel like certain, like you said, your main thing is videography and all that? Do you think that suffers, the level and quality of that suffers because you have so many other things to do?
No. I feel like for me, music and film intersect. So like, because of my love of music and my love of film, it's literally like that. So I can work on videos with Salome because it's still music, but it's also still video, and it's I don't know. They just blend easily for me. So. And it also allows me to, like, unless I'm working on a music video, it allows me to try out new techniques. It allows me to still sharpen my iron for me to, when I want to do, like, films and stuff like that. So, like, everything for me kind of, like, they blend into each other, but it helps me get better at the other thing.
Yeah, no, shout out, because you do the Vision Lab, you're doing the music thing. Because sometimes from the outside looking in, I'm looking, I was like, how, like, for me, the 9 to 5 coming here to do pod, it's even restricting me because I know I probably need to do a bit more in terms of like other forms of content. But sometimes I look at that, I was like, do you not feel like, okay, you're running you have your 9 to 5, you're running a business, you're doing the music, you're doing videography, and I know you probably want to do other things. I'm just like, yeah, I would think, because like, do you not want to, would you not focus on one thing and feel like, okay, I'm great at that before doing the other? But if you feel like you're not stretching yourself thin.
No, because like the thing is, it's like if you do what you love, you never work, that type of shit, you know? But for me, I actually enjoy doing what I do. And for me, it's all about how I manage my time. So like, it's like, yeah, like I have a few things going on at the same time, but I also know, okay, this is a time where like I can't do music. Yeah. This is a time where I need to focus on the video. Yeah. So it's not like it's all simultaneous. It's like, bro, I know if I'm gonna make a beat, I know that's gonna take my whole night. Yeah. So and I know that I've got a deadline to hit with a video. So like I have to make the decision that, you know what, Ron, don't even touch that laptop for music purposes.
Yeah, I know here because Kevin Hart does a lot of things, but he was a great comedian before he was like a movie star. Before he started doing Heartbreak production. Before he was a mogul, he really elevated. Kind of like that's for me, anyways. I'd love for the podcast to be self-sufficient and we have cameras so I can just come in, record, bounce, and it pays for itself. Then I could be like, okay, now that's like it can maintain itself. Let me try to explore different.
Do you think it's not possible to do multiple things at the same time?
I think no, of course it is. It is possible to do multiple things, but I think sometimes people think they can and they do everything at 20%. So you're doing 5 different things and you are doing them, but you're doing it at 20%. I think it's difficult to do a lot of things great. I think the greats for me anyways, like Michael Jordan was great at basketball because he focused and he zoned in on basketball. And the great footballers, Cristiano Ronaldo, he was psychotic about the football. And obviously that's extreme. I'm thinking of the extreme levels, but you get the point. I feel like they focused on that being great at that thing, and then it brought you other things, and then they could then do other things. I don't feel like Cristiano Ronaldo was like, I'm gonna do football, then I'm gonna be a movie star, then I'm gonna compete. He could have done it. He had the clout, he had the backing, he had the financial, but he being great at that was it. Yeah.
But I also think it's like with certain things, right? You focus heavily on one, you get it down, and then you kind of just delegate. Yeah, and then that's literally what I'm saying about the podcast. That's how you're able to do so many things. You get what I'm saying? But one person doing all of those things without delegation, you can't do it. Either one of it is going to be crap. It's going to fall apart somewhere. You're going to fall apart somewhere, or one of those 3 things is going to happen.
And that's actually what I haven't mentioned. Is it because like I think at the start of the summer I was like, oh, I'm doing so doing so many things, and bear in mind like before that, like last Christmas I said, okay, I need to focus on a few certain things and drop a whole bunch of projects and say no to certain things, and I did that. But then I found myself again in the summer. It was like being summer, like, what am I actually working on? What do I actually like to do and stuff like that. And I had to say again, I had to quit some of the things I didn't want to do. Some of the like there's certain videos I don't want to work on, or I would put up my prices to actually stop certain, like if somebody wants to do social media videos and stuff like that, like I don't really want to be doing those type of videos and stuff. Like there's different types of work I want to do, so I put certain like criteria for me to do this, it needs to hit such and such levels or of my list. And then I realized that I can't do this all on my own. I tried doing it all on my own a few years ago, and it was fine, but it wasn't as fulfilling. Yeah. But now I love doing things with people. So the reason like the reason I'm able to do what I do is because I'm actually doing it with people as well. You know, like so I've got like Vision Lab. I'm able to exercise my creative business brain. But it's not just me on my ones. I'm one of three. So the boys Beckley and Wale help me with that, and I help them with that as well. Yeah. D12, it's music. Music is not my main thing. It's actually in my list of priorities. It's quite low. Yeah. But I love to make music. I love to help people make music. Because for me, music is more or less, it's not for me, but it's for me to help my boys get to where they want to be. You know, so. So it's down on my list of priorities, but I still love to do it. And it's like I know, like I'm not out here trying to be Andre 3000. You get me? Like I'm trying to be a part of something with my boys and help them do what they need to do. Right? Video is my main thing, and that's why I
think that's what you're best at. Look, from everything I've seen you do, I know you do. Like when we did Who's the Main Character, you put something up together quick. And that's actually what we ended up using for promo. Because the first video, we were like, we're not using that. You just put something up here, like, I just put this up real quick. And we were like, oh, that was cold. And like, those kind of videos, even what you do with Salome, I see some of those, I was like, Anyways, I think it's like, that's where I see you excel.
That's my main thing. But for me to put those out, like, I know I can do them real quick or whatever. But I also need to, I need to learn, I need to study. And it's not something I can put out all the time. So that's why it's like, bro, sometimes I don't even put out stuff for myself because I just haven't had the time to work on it. So
because I know the boys like Akbar and Dongo want to do like a football podcast. Let's have a football panel. I know we've talked about it, and I know myself. I couldn't commit to that to the same level as I do Charger. Yeah, like I even twice a month.
It's like, good, you know that.
Yeah. I couldn't. I've said it. I was like, I can I could show up, be talent. Yeah. Like there's certain things that I just can't be talent. Everybody's trying to grow their platforms. I'm not gonna be like, if you need me to pay 15 euros, like whatever, for my appearance, like, and I want to do it, like, fair enough, I will do it.
What you say, 15 euro for your appearance?
Not for my appearance. Like, I pay for the studio time because I'm appearing. Like, I pay. Like, I would be a part of it in that way.
Gotta work yourself a bit more.
Yeah, but like in the same way of just being like, be promo with, do merch, do shows, do setup, everything. I'm like, nah, man, I can't do that. I can't do a commitment to another thing.
Like, and if you like it, you'll do what you like. But the thing is, you gotta know yourself. Yeah, because like, bro, I'd love to get into fashion. Yeah. But also, you have to be smart about it. You need to know, okay, what's the market like? Do I actually have the time, the talent to actually be able to put myself into it?
Yeah, and if Charger was like, if I just came in a production team, everything was set up, then maybe I'd be like, you know what, I can give a bit more of myself there.
You get so much more content.
Yeah.
Like, even with like the little things we've offloaded now, we have enough free time to do a lot more stuff. We haven't done it yet. Yeah. But we will. I'm gonna take it slightly left. Yeah.
Let's go.
How do I ask this question? Have you ever been rock bottom mentally? Like just like your mental health has just been in the gutter?
I would say no, personally. I've never been so bad that I'm like, this is rock bottom. I don't know, see a way out, or you're thinking of that way out. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I've never been there. Obviously, life has been down and up, but I've never felt like this is the end all be all kind of situation.
What you?
No, I can't say that I have. I've thought about it. I was like, oh, what? No, I haven't felt rock bottom. Like, there are down days. Yeah. But I don't know. I think it's just the way I look at things. Yeah.
Do you feel like, because...
Why, have you been there?
Oh, bro, I hit rock bottom. I thought it was rock bottom. I hit another one.
Oh, man.
Fuck this guy.
Bro, man. I'm down bad. The reason why I asked that, is because you're talking about all of these creative things and all of that. And, like, it does take a lot of emotional shit out of you. Do you get what I'm saying? So I asked that is because... Do you feel like if you stopped creating, you'd reach that point? Because obviously, when you write music, you get all your emotions out. When you do this, you get everything out. It's an outlet. So because you have so many outlets, if you were to stop, how do you think you deal with that mentally?
Bro, I think I create out of boredom. Like, I'm always creating. Like COVID happened, the world stopped. Me and the boys set up a studio. So like, I haven't gone to the stage where I haven't not created anything. And I'd like to think that if that were to happen, I'd be okay. But yeah, like me creating is always, I don't know.
So your creativity isn't like an outlet for you. It's just you something you.
It's just me. Yeah.
But then what's your outlet? If that's not the outlet? Because I could see this as a bit of an outlet for me personally. Like I used to have football, I used to have sports, I used to go play five-a-side. I would like get out, have fun, like run, grand. But now it's like, okay, once a week, especially with the fact that working from home, it gives me a reason to even be like, we live in Ireland. There's not motives every week. There's not something happening every weekend unless you're going for food with your friends or something. There's not like a direct event. That's why whenever there's an event, it's actually an event because everybody's there. So I've always had that outlet. Now I come here and podcast, and I've said it to your air. It's like even just coming here having the laughs with you and Bex before recording. That's like, okay, I got a way to have that conversation. So this is kind of my outlet. What about yourself there?
My outlet, I think it's probably watching movies, man. Going to the cinema, like that's my outlet. That's like, if I need to reset, I'd like the boys know that I need a Ronn day. A Ronn day is me. Like I don't talk to anybody. I just go to the cinema or whatever, and I just watch a movie. And
do you when you have those days? Because I know Dejj has those days as well, when he just wants to be to himself. Yeah. If you have other people in your lives, either a significant other or friends or whatever, do they understand that like, this is just leave them too?
Because I've made it known to them. This is what it is.
Yeah, no, because I know obviously some people might not get it. Yeah. They might think that it's about. Some people make it about them. Yeah. Like, why are you ignoring me? Why are you not giving me attention? Like, you should be able to talk to me. But let me reset and maybe I'll come back and chat, innit?
Yeah. I was gonna ask you the thing is because usually if it's not an outlet, and this is just me chatting, I'm not saying this about you specifically, it's usually a distraction.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you might be distracting yourself? Because like usually when I see a lot of people take on so many things, it's usually because if they have free time, it goes bad. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So they have to bang, bang, bang. But the minute that it stops, long.
I thought about it. I actually did talk. Like, something I thought about. Like, do I do these things as a distraction? And I know I said like about COVID, like we had nothing to do and but to do this, and for others it was like, yeah, I didn't need an outlet through COVID. But for me, it's not like. For me, it's like I don't think I've like. I know when I'm using something as a distraction.
Yes,
I know when I'm using something, and I try to stop that. I try to quell it there.
How do you do that? Do you feel like some certain things that you do just to be a distraction, not to be like, I don't want to think about things right now? But the minute you're left with your thoughts, they just keep coming back to you.
Yeah, I use other people's problems.
Okay, what do you mean? What way?
I sort out other people's problems so I don't have to deal with mine.
Fair enough.
For me, you're like,
so you still get satisfaction of problem solving, but without having to deal with your own shit.
To a small degree.
Yeah.
For me, actually, it's just I let it be. Because I was actually chatting with my housemate the other day about like he was saying like he could not handle my life, he couldn't do what I do, and I was like, oh, I understand that, because we then I was like, yeah, I'm just a person that I just wouldn't worry about a lot of things. Like for some reason I just think things will sort themselves out. You get me?
Because they do.
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah,
they do. And like I think like not that I've been through bad things or whatever, but like I'm here.
Yeah,
but I've made it through it, so like I know, okay. Oh, jeez, yeah, we'll get through this week, we'll get through this month or whatever. It's like, oh, yeah, rent will be paid.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I will make it through college. I will do this, I'll do that. Like, if you think about it, we've been through a lot in our lives, and for some reason we've made it out of there. You know, like for me, like it's just like, yeah, I've been here. I can get through this again.
I saw a TikTok the other day, and it says that, like, I wish someone told me when I was younger, this too shall pass. Like me going through this poverty, this too shall pass. Oh, you think you're the man that everybody understands you? This too shall pass. And that's like when you have that. Again, we had a conversation of areas. Like a lot of young people probably get annoyed at things that we see as like minor because they haven't failed enough. They haven't gone through enough of life to see that these things are actually truly meaningless. Like you get mad about not being asked to be somewhere. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't. It's meaningless. But we've gone through enough of life to be like, yeah, I've taken real L's. Like they just said, I thought I was at rock bottoms, and I even went to rock bottom. So you think me not being asked to be somewhere, you think that's the real L? That's not L to me, man.
Yeah, like when, like, I don't know when it started happening, but life started getting real, bro.
When?
Like,
oh, you don't know when it starts happening?
Yeah. Sorry. Just switch off today, you know. Nah, like what's called, you don't know when it starts happening, but life starts becoming real. Things that you saw on TV, like someone being diagnosed with cancer, that was never real to me until it happened. And I'm like, oh shit, like people dying, this happening, that happening. It's like all of these things weren't real when I was younger, and then life just starts getting real, and shit just keeps happening and happening and happening. And I feel like, thank God that I'm not, like, the things that are bad about me is probably the best things about me. Like, you see the way that you're just like, those things you just kind of don't bother with. It's like, oh, it's gonna happen. It is what it is. Like, whatever will be kind of a situation. And like, for me, I know people hate it when I'm like, oh, it's just not that deep. But the reason why I say that is because that phrase has got me through so much. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Where some people would have crumbled, I was like, it's just not that deep, man. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, even when I told you about when I got the phone call, and I was like, some people would say, oh my God, bro. Other people were more worried about me than me.
I was one of those people. I was like, I don't mean to project my emotions onto you, but are you okay?
Are you okay, bro? Like, even my brother's calling me like, yo, Dejj. I'm just like, brother, I'm calm. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it just is like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, I can't, because if I start stressing about everything, and I feel like I get it from my mom as well. She's one of those people that, like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah, like I think I've always been like, instead of being a reactive person, I try to adapt to it. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's also because of being a firstborn. It's just some of things that like my dad or my parents have instilled in me, like how to look at things or how to, because like if something happened, okay, figure out how we're gonna get out of the situation.
Literally,
you know. And actually now, because when he said that, like I remember it. I think this is probably the point I was at most rock bottom is when I left the job to go work for an agency. I was like, it was a really good job. And then I joined an agency to try change things a bit because I wanted to see what that life would be like. Oh, great. I'm loving it. Good promises. And then 3 months later, the company goes bust. It just like,
yep.
You know? And also because the owner was a bit of an ass, like using daddy's money and all that unwisely.
What succession?
Doesn't
work for some people.
Oh, bro, it pissed me off. And the thing that, on top of that, this is also literally 2 weeks before Christmas.
Oh,
bro.
Yeah. But see, that's what, like, I've taken an L like that. My first job as well. Like, out of college, I come in, okay, you get a certain level of contract, and you start getting comfortable, start getting used to it. And then all next thing, they're pulling to the office. I said, you know what, we've met our deadlines, met our targets, so we won't be renewing your contract. Obviously, now you're like, you've never taken, so you're like rattled and you don't know how to deal with it. And that's why I'm proactive now. If I take like a contract job, I know what I'm in for. I know what I'm signing up to. So if there's still like 6 months off on the contract, I'm more proactive. But that's because I've taken that L. Yeah. I know how to react. So there's no point to me sitting still and waiting for them to make a decision, because when they made that decisions before, I know what happened.
Exactly. So and then at that moment, like, yeah, man, actually, I let myself be down. So if something happens, I do let myself be down for a day. Yeah. And then the next day after that, run, pick it back up. Let's get moving. But I remember when I was down, I was like, I don't ever want to be in this position again. And this was like 2019. So this was Christmas 2019. So I went fully freelance. Well, I had to go fully freelance.
It wasn't a choice.
As if they asked him. They made you.
Yeah, I had to go fully freelance. So I was doing that for 3 months. And while I was fully freelancing, I was still also looking for a job. Luckily, I found a job in March. Guess what happens a week later? COVID. Everybody gets sent home. Bro. So I got the job just before COVID.
Oh.
I left my job just before COVID.
Yeah. Bro, there's 3 offers. One of them stayed, and that's when one. But 2 of them stopped. They said, "Oh, we won't take anybody more because of COVID." I was lucky, but from that, I was like, you know what? I need to make sure that I'm not ever in this position again in my life.
Exactly.
So that's what
I'm the same. Because of that situation, I'm like, you know what? I need to make sure that this does run. And I'm in a situation where, okay, if I'm looking for a job, what I know is like, okay, when do I want this job? I'm always gonna be proactive. I'm always gonna be like, even if I want this job, you know the process. It takes 3 months to finally get into the door. By the time you do interviews, references, you do everything, 2 months later, it's like you only get a start date, and then you don't want to hand in your reference either until like you give me a start date first before I get a reference. And then only then you be like, all right, I'll hand in my notice now and leave.
But I don't know, man. Life is just weird. Like these things are weird. Has there ever been a time where good, bad, ugly, whatever, like you've just shocked yourself?
Shocked?
Yeah. like you're surprised at yourself?
Not in the specific moment, but in its totality. Like we were talking earlier, in the totality where I am now, like I'm kind of like, oh, that's kind of cool because this is the blueprint that was laid out, or this is the mindset they tell you to do, and I actually kind of did it. So when I do sit back and look at like the journey I take, like okay, finish school, go to college, get married, buy a house, get married, etc. Like everything, I was like, oh. When you're going through the little steps, okay, I finished uni, you're always thinking about the next step. But recently, I think people always reflect close to their birthdays. So my birthday is coming up. So I've been reflecting. I'm thinking, like, all right.
Isn't it weird?
Yeah.
The birthday, like before and after.
Yeah,
man,
people always reflect. You're like, you're always deep in your life. So when I deeped it, I was like, yeah.
24, just coming into 25, peak.
My missus had a full-blown meltdown because, she thought, like, married with 2 kids, 25. Yeah. So she was coming into 25 and she was having a problem. I'm looking at her, I was like, brother, we finished uni 2 years ago, man. Relax.
Bro, I was just there
Cool
like,
down.
bruh. I'm not even driving the car I want. I'm a bum. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I was like, I'm not making the money I thought I'd be making.
You know what I'm saying? You said you retired by 30. That's 5 years away.
Bro. I'm like, it's my last year to get turn you to 30, bro.
You're like, bro, fam, it's coming down.
Fam, I'm trying to find these lists, bro.
Bro's gonna play the lotto. 30 under 30.
Yo, if you let me send my CV actually. I need to get there.
Well, yeah, in the terms of that question, I don't think I've had like a moment of shock myself in a moment, but in the totality, I've deeped it like this week or a week ago, especially when it turned September. Essentially, I was like, rah, I actually did it. I did the thing that they told us this is what you do.
Yeah, you ticked off life.
Yeah, I actually did it. So I'm in that way, yes. But what about you? Have you ever had a moment that you're like, yo, I'm shocked myself?
I might be hard to please. I'm a hard to please person.
Snob, that's what you said, didn't it?
Snob, yeah.
Yeah. Like I do acknowledge I've done some bits. I've done some pretty cool things, and I've accomplished whatever. But I haven't really shocked myself yet.
Yeah.
I haven't really shocked myself yet. Maybe.
What would shock you though? What do you think you need to do? Like, wow, I can't believe I did that.
Yeah, but also, like, I don't just mean this in terms of accomplishments and stuff.
Yeah.
Because you could shock yourself. Like, let's say you said, I would always do this. You get in that situation and it's like, oh shit, I didn't do that.
Did it, yeah,
do you get what I'm saying? It could be anything.
Like, even if you could say, oh, I thought I was going to go to the gym consistently. Fuck, I actually
like for me,
did it.
like I'll say for me recently, my level of composure has shocked me. Right now, the place I am in my life right now, I don't think there's anything that is gonna, like, you can tell me damn near anything and I'll just look at you and be like, yeah, come, and just keep it pushing.
Yeah, no, I hear it because sometimes you feel like when you're drowning, it's like I should be like fighting this, but you're like, no, I'm floating here. I know I'm in trouble, but let me flow for a minute. Like, if the drowning is gonna happen, let it happen for now. I'm floating right now in this water. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying. But in terms of shock, yeah, not like in the moment you've had those moments. Like even playing football, you'll score like a class goal, and you'll be like, I've only seen some people score that on TV.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't know I had that in my locker.
Yeah, I had that in my locker. But now Ron thinks everything is just me, innit?
Bro, no, really, I'm really rash.
No, look, it's I understand it's a very weird question and out of the blue.
Why did you ask that? Because of what's happening right now in your
what's called? It's just like there's been certain times in my life where I'm just like, right, like that really happened, or yeah, like recently, like the most recent one is like obviously what happened and everything, and genuinely, bro, I couldn't give less of a fuck, man. Like I just didn't care, and it started shocking me because the thing is like. It's not that I'm delusional or I think that the situation is better than it is, because it's not. Yeah. I'm very aware of what the situation is. Do you get what I'm saying? But even with that, it's still like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, and right now, over the past couple of years, I've been told some wild shit. I've like crazy things have happened, and it's always yeah, cool. Like it just is what it is.
And are you, let's say, nonchalant about it because you don't care about the situations happening, or just the way your emotions just bouncing off? Because sometimes it's like things can happen, but if you're really like, you find out that, oh, I actually don't care. Like we've all had girls in our lives or whatever, and then one of them said, I actually don't want to do this anymore. And you thought you'd care more than you did. And when it happens, you're like, actually, all right, I'm actually okay. But they've obviously without situations where the girls like saying, oh, they're like, well, let's make this work. They're like, you're actually fighting for it. Is it one of those situations where like when it happens, you're like,
the thing is, if it's something I didn't care about, I wouldn't even be shocked at that, because if it's something I don't care about, like why would I?
Yeah.
Why would it wouldn't move me at all?
Yeah.
It's things I care about.
No, what I'm saying is sometimes you think you care until a certain situation happens, then you realize, oh, I
No.
actually don't
In this
care.
situation, like, you know what happened? It's something I have to care about. Like I don't have a choice. I have to care about this. Do you get what I'm saying? But I still am just like, like, and I don't know why. Like, I've always been pretty calm and composed and shit, because that's always just been me. But recently, it feels like every time something higher, like something tops the last thing, I'm just like, all right, calm.
Is there not an element of like suppression? Because if it's not, I'm just asking because I don't know. Because sometimes it's like you bury it so you don't have to think about it, so you can actually go deal with life, or it will manifest at some point later, or is it actually like, yeah, fuck, like,
Bro,
give rats?
ask me in 3 years. Like when
That's true though.
When it unsuppresses itself, ask me then.
Yeah, because some people only face their trauma like years later and they realize, wow, I'm this way because this happened to me 5 years ago, so I'm here right now.
Do you guys feel like you face your trauma?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's certain things I know where they come from, and I know like I'm aware of them anyways. And certain things I'm still not aware. And so certain things are just deep. Like now I'm deep. Oh right, that's why I probably struggle to talk to my dad so freely, and I'm able to talk to my mom. I know where that comes from, and I was like, oh, that's why I always want this to be that way. So I know what they are, and I've worked on them, or I'm trying to work on them, because the other party might not be aware, and they might not try to work on it. So it's the onus on me.
Yeah, because I think like that's the same. Like I feel like to run efficiently, you need to understand how things work. So for yourself, you need to understand. Oh, this is why I'm like this.
Yeah.
And I think just being self-aware, it's better for you. It's better for your significant other. It's better for your family.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that's, I think we gotta work through our traumas and whatnot. But like, and it will find you, I think.
How self-aware do you guys think you are?
So far,
Like on a scale of 1 to 100, like how self-aware do you think you are?
As a person, as an
person.
individual,
Yeah.
I'd say 7, 8.
1 to 10.
Yeah, let's go 1 to 10.
I thought you said 1 to 10.
I said 1 to 100, but you know.
Up to 100. Oh.
It's the same thing.
Yeah. I think I'm at an 8 of my self-awareness.
What use it?
I feel like it was I would have said 7, but you know when you start finding out things about yourself, it's like, oh shit.
So you can only say, which is a good point, because I could only say 7 to this point, and I might get to 3 years like you know what, back then I was only like a 4.
Because
I'm more self-aware now.
If I was to call your wife right now, do you think she'd give you the same answer as you?
Yeah. I think it's 6 or 7. Yeah. In terms of like who I am as a person, I know like you can't. If people tell me my flaws or stuff I do, like as a person, I'll be like, yeah, I know. So that's why you can't lie to me about me, because I would know that like, yeah, that's how I am. I would do that. I don't hide away from it, because I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm not delusional about my flaws and my imperfections. I know they're there, and I know what a lot of them are. Obviously, you don't know what everything are, because that's what I'm saying. In 5 years, I might discover going through something. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm a bit more delusional than I thought then, but now I know.
I've got mad questions for some reason today.
Go on.
What's called?
I like this.
If you feel
mature.
If you feel worse about, if you think you're worse than you actually are you still self-aware?
Maybe
no, because you're not aware of that you're actually good.
Okay, but then I can say
that means you're not aware that you're good.
Okay, but then
be good.
You're talking about you're on a 7, but you're also saying I haven't really done anything. But to other people, you've done a lot. So
Are you talking to me?
yeah, no, I'm talking to you.
I didn't say I'm a 7.
What'd you say?
8.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Aware over here. But anyways, but like, let's say, because, all right, I'll put it in terms of you've done so many things, right?
Okay.
Business, corporate life, music, shit outside videography, all of that kind of stuff, right? And you probably think, accomplishments, maybe these are just random numbers I'm throwing around just to make my example work. Accomplishments, maybe I'm on like a 2, right? Yeah. But everyone else is looking at you around you is like, nigga, you're on maybe a 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Are you still self-aware?
I get what you're saying, because you're grading yourself down and recording. If the average person thinks you're a 7, but you think you're a 2, you're not as self-aware.
But where are you though?
Let's say you are. Let's say you actually are what they see.
But that's what they see. But like, there's different leagues, man.
Yeah, okay, this is the thing. I understand there's different leagues. For me, I'm someone that usually downplays everything. Just because that's just always been me. I'd rather underestimate than overestimate.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So there's certain things, like, even when for the longest time people will be like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, I thought our podcast was shit for time. Like, I know, like, in the back of my head, I know that cool, we're good at this thing, like we can pod. But for the longest, I was like, we have the shittest podcast out of everybody. And it obviously makes me want to work harder and do things better and all that kind of shit. But if you would told me to rate our podcast out of 10, there was probably a point I would have rated it like a 3 or a 4.
When
was
this point though? Maybe at that point we were a 3 or 4. That's
Bro,
what I'm saying.
I'm not gonna lie to you. There's points where in Vision Lab and I'd still felt that way. Do you get what I'm saying? But other people might look at it and be like, yo, no, your podcast is good. Like, it's up there. It's 5, 6 or whatever. Am I self-aware if I think that we're worse than we are?
People are always it's always, we had this conversation and you came up with the point that people need to be kinder to themselves because people are overcritical of themselves. So I get what you're saying. It is then you're actually not self-aware because you're doing better than you are, but you're not aware of that situation. And hence why I said I had to stop and pat myself on the back and go, you know what? I did the thing that they told us to do, and that's fucking awesome to do. Because if I don't sit back and end that and just enjoy it, and I'll be like, you know what? Yeah, I actually did it. Because then when do I? Because my friend recently bought a house, and he's like, you know what? Usually we just bypass our accomplishments. He says, this one, I'm going to sit on it. I'm going to be like, I actually did the thing that they push you to do, that society has bigged up, oh, be a homeowner, blah, 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 blah. I'm getting my, like, yo, I've done it. So, again, I would have been that stage of like, yeah, people tell me like, oh, you did this. Yeah, that's cool, but I was just meant to do it. But recently I had to look at it and be like, yeah, I did do the thing, and that is fucking class to do. Now we can find new things to do by 40, and what am I gonna do then?
I agree with both of you in a sense, right? I like, let's say on the self-awareness, like I think I did this and they think I did higher. I think you have to be aware that, okay, you've done something good. Because like if you're not gonna put out something shit, man. You're not gonna try to put out something like. But the thing is, you can gas yourself to a level, and then you know what, take the foot off the gas, and then we go again. Because like, oh, bro, there's sometimes, bro, I'm looking at a video that I've made, and I'm watching it like 50 times because I think this is dope. And then I've just like, okay, I've been gassing myself a bit too much here. you know that ones when you're just looking at your story again. Oh, this is a great story. you know that. You go back again. You're like, how many likes? 5 likes on your story.
Bruh, you know that was I'm ling. You know,
new trim. All angles.
Bro, you're going on trips for no reason because you got a new trim. But then you have to be aware that, okay, you're actually good. You're actually good at what you do.
Yeah.
But then also be aware that, but there's still more to be done.
Exactly.
Because like, I have to look around where am I, what my situation is, or what's my environment like. Is this where I'm happy? Yes, I'm happy right now. But is this where I want to be in 5-10 years? No.
Yeah.
And for me to get to the place in 5-10 years, and where I want to be in 5 to 10 years, I have to put in the work. I have to know that, okay, for me to be in that place, it's not this level. The level is still higher.
Yeah.
You get me?
Like,
but again, to somebody else, like what I'm doing right now or what you're doing right now could be the best of the best that they've ever seen at that time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Because you would say, oh, the podcast isn't good. But someone that wants to start a podcast, who would look at you and be like, yo, you're doing bits, because they're at like a point where they haven't started, where you're looking at maybe 3 shots. I think their mans are doing bits. So it's, I guess it's like the teeth. I'm not saying you're comparing, but sometimes you might look at it and that wins. Like that's what the teeth of joy is.
How'd you say compliments, man?
Oh, I put this in my circle. Did I think Fortune complimented us?
You a circle?
Yeah.
It's Twitter circle?
Yeah. You're not there, no?
Stop.
Oh, you know that's what we were doing over here, okay.
Fortune complimented us in that moment. It depends what they're complimenting me on. Do you know what I mean? He was like, oh, you guys are a staple of the podcast. And I just couldn't, my body just couldn't take it. I had to tell him to stop. Dejj was the one that said, gas me. But in the moment, I was like, I couldn't, I don't know why. I had to figure that out. I was like, why couldn't I take compliments about the podcast? Because if you gas my trim, I'm like, come on, man. So if you gas me personally, maybe because I'm more confident in who I am as a person, so I'm able to receive it. But I don't have the confidence in the podcast yet. I rejected a little bit. So I'm good at taking personal compliments. But that day, I find myself being like, don't say that. Like, don't gas it yet, because I don't feel like we're anywhere yet in my head.
I make a joke out of it. That's why I say gas me.
Gas me, yeah.
Like, every time someone, gas me, but I make a joke out of it, so it's not a serious thing.
Right now, I'm just starting to accept the compliments.
Why couldn't you take the compliments before?
Because I think I always thought that I don't need words.
You only thought you don't need words.
I don't need words of affirmation because I'm doing it for me.
What's your love language?
Quality time.
But go on. You didn't feel like you needed.
I felt like I never needed people's words of affirmation. I never needed somebody to tell me, "Oh, you did good, you did that," or whatever. I felt like I didn't need that. So
why are you in the creative scene if ultimately the payoff is you need people's validation?
I had to think about that.
See, he became self-aware. That's why he's like, hey.
Yeah.
Don't mark me down to a 7. Because I would say ultimately, if you're in the creative setting, you're putting out stuff. You're putting out for the consumption of people. So you need people to like your shit. That's where it comes from. So why would you say I don't need your words of affirmation?
Because I developed my ego again.
You develop an ego.
Yeah. Because I thought like, oh, I know my stuff is good. Why should you?
Okay. So I don't need to hear from you that it's good. I already know that it's good. Yeah.
So I think I went through that, and now I'm in a place where I'm able to accept people's compliments again.
Fuck compliments. How do you receive criticism?
Same.
I prefer criticism.
Ooh, tell me about that. Why do you like the hate more than the love?
I feel like the reason why I feel like I can take criticism so well is because I'm so, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I criticize myself more than anybody else will ever criticize me. Do you get what I'm saying? So whatever you're saying to me, I've already told myself.
8 Mile, Eminem.
Like, I've already you can't tell me like.
Did you never say anything nice to yourself though?
I'm that guy.
You have to say that.
No, look, this is the thing. Yeah, once growing up, I grew up really shy. I grew up really like low self-confidence, low all of that. Do you get what I'm saying? So I've always thought really bad of myself. So it's one of those things where even to this day, like I still, I still look at things negatively first. Do you get what I'm saying? And then you grow up and then you kind of realize that, you know what, that's a dickhead. You're just going to come across looking like a beg, bro. Like, you're just going to come across looking horrible. So then you create this persona and I'm that guy. Do you get what I'm saying? So, and it's just always been like that. Like, I can't really explain it. Yeah,
no, I can take criticism. It's just, for me, it's literally about delivery. Like, if, I don't even look at the criticism. I look at it if the delivery makes it feedback. Yeah. You know how you deliver it? I'll take it as feedback. But if you deliver harshly, I take it as criticism. It could be the exact same thing. And this was the conversation I think Salavida Man, Jafar was having on their live. That a lot of us, we've babied each other, we're championing each other because a lot of us then can't take criticism. Bro. But sometimes it's like, we've had feedback. Moyo texts you. He gave us feedback on the pod. He said, you guys don't know what you're talking about. You couldn't speak about the conversation in depth. Obviously, it's about the pod, like something like that. He just gave us feedback. But if he said, you guys are fucking dumb, the shit you're saying is not even correct, I was like, yo, bro, why are you criticizing us in that way? But he's saying the same thing. I just would see it differently, personally. It depends on the delivery for me.
But that's because he's being rude. Like, you coming and saying you guys are fucking dumb. You're not annoyed at the criticism. You're annoyed about why you're being rude about it.
Why people say, oh, you guys can't fucking pod. I don't know why you pod.
But that's the thing.
Is that criticism or feedback?
Who should you take criticism from?
See, the thing is, right? Like, in this scene, like, we've been...
we found ourselves here.
Look, look, the thing is, the conversation about being in certain rooms is not that important. Y'all niggas get over it. Conversation about... What's called conversation about? He's whispering it as well. The conversation about
get your money up.
taking
I'm sorry, no. I'm
my guy's actual CV. The what's called conversations about criticism.
I was a bit of an asshole. No, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, you're an asshole.
No. You will make it. No, you will. If you work hard, you will make it into them rooms.
Don't let him gas you. Just because you work hard, you might not make it.
That is true too.
Anyways, the conversation
about we'll do it for you. There's no way to come around it. You know.
Look, sometimes you just got to be a dick. No, the real conversation that needs to be had is like criticism and like honesty. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I ain't honest. I'm not honest with bare people, but I also have learned to stop giving my opinion unless people ask for it. Because the one time I gave my opinion, nigga wanted to fight me. I was going to fight. So,
name and shame.
And you know what it is, yeah? It's just like there's certain things, it's like I'm not the person to give you criticism about that. Like, I can tell you if I like your music, but I'm not the most musical, lyrical, blah, 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 blah. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know bare about me. I cannot make a song for my life. Do you get what I'm saying? I could just tell you what I think about it, and that's it. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, do you want my criticism?
A lot of people don't. They don't want to. People want the praise. A lot of we all do. We all want to tell me, "Hey, great episode. We love this episode. Charger doing great. Thank you." But a lot of people, even if there was, remember that Loop Heavy song with Bengo, the Jafaris gave us feedback, and you think that's a credible source to get feedback from someone that's been in the game a long time, he's done big things, and even then they wanted him to square up. So people want to be babied. We don't want to hear the truth.
We're all soft. We're all soft, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the thing is, like, genuinely, because funnily enough, this happened to me recently. Somebody told me to listen to their music, and I was like, I'll let you know if you want to know. But I always ask, are you sure you want to know? Because the thing is, if you want to know, fantastically, I'll tell you. But if you don't want to know, just let me know now.
Yeah.
But I listen to the music, kind of asked, to be fair. Like, it's not horrible to the point where I'll say stop making music. Like, it's like he picks it up, he's getting there, and drops it.
But
in the song, or just is this just his pattern in life or in his music?
No, I don't know his life. It's just in music, in the things that I listen to.
In the music
that I listen to, I can see where he could get better, and I would actually enjoy his music. However, what I heard, it was like,
but that's not
almost, and then.
You said I don't think that's as. If you can find likable things about it and you can see improvement, that's actually good. Because there's some people who are like, I don't know how you can improve on this. I don't know where you go here.
There's some people in this scene, I don't know how you can improve on
exactly.
And I don't.
Like
don't ask me those questions.
Stop it, man.
Because
it's not
I gave honesty one time.
Is that a podcast?
We're not doing that here.
I gave honesty one time and I almost scrapped. And you know what it is as well, yeah? It's also gotten to the place where I don't care enough. Like, remember we were going to make jokes about some certain situations, and it's like, the jokes will be funny.
Yeah.
But what will come of it is not worth the jokes. And I don't, like, this isn't a hill I'm willing to die on. Exactly. Me telling you that your music is ass is not a hill I'm willing to die on.
I'm not willing to fight for this opinion.
Do you get what I'm saying?
There's very little opinions about this that I'm actually willing to scrap for. I don't care that much.
I don't think there's a single opinion I'm willing to scrap for.
If the person asks for your opinion, you would tell them.
If you ask, yes.
Okay.
I don't know what this
but
I don't know what you're doing.
I'm asking a genuine question.
But the thing is, because there was a time in uni, right? There was this guy that was making music and shit like that, and he asked me about his music, and I was like, bro, I don't approve of your music. And then someone said something, I was like, bro, he doesn't have fans, like, it's a hobby, like, it's like, and then nigga didn't talk to me for like months. It completely worked. And you know what? I hear him too, because I was being a dick for no reason.
But that's what I'm saying. There's a difference between, like, you could have given feedback.
But the thing is, he knows that I don't like his music.
Okay.
Like, he been knew that I didn't like his music.
What do you
get what I'm saying?
He's trying to win you over.
Yeah, but don't try and win me. I'm not, like, my opinion doesn't mean anything. I'm not the person. Like, I'm not the fashion person. I'm not the music person. I'm just me.
I'm just
you get what I'm
saying?
Like, I know a little bit about a lot of things. That's it. I'm not a genius. I'm not a master of anything. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. However, in that situation, then people tell me, yo, Dejj, you're just being a dick, man. Like, there's no need for that. So then now I stop giving my opinion unless someone asks for it. And the thing is, you actually realize how many people don't ask for your opinion.
Yeah.
Like, people rarely ask.
I've never asked anybody, oh, what you think of the pod? Or you say, people say, oh, listen to the pod. Oh, what you think of it? Never. I just say thank you, keep it pushing.
Yeah.
Because you might hurt my feelings.
Bro, I'm a soft boy.
Yeah, you might hurt my feelings. But I don't want to know.
If James and Fu had from Shits and Gigs gave their opinion or they complimented you, what would you do?
Thank you.
Just a thank you.
No, I would love it. Like there's certain compliments, like all compliments are good, but there's certain compliments I mean more. If Andrew Schultz said, "Oh, I listen to your podcast and I love it," it would mean a lot more than Ronn saying, "I listen to your podcast and I love it."
Yeah, but obviously, that's because it's obviously someone you look up to. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I even look up to James before to an extent because there's rarely podcasters that have like 1 million subscribers on podcast.
On podding alone.
They only started doing extra content now.
I saw
1 million subscribers on podding. So I look up to that in that way that, wow, you can really build a community. Just with 2 guys from Manchester, black guys, they call them black anyways. 2 black guys just talking on the mic can really build a following. So I do admire them differently to why I admire Schultz. So their comments still be like, yo, James and Fuhad, they fuck with me? Yes. Ronn would say, I'm like, thanks, bro.
Yeah, but also, you know what it is? It's just like. But you know what it is also? It's just one of them situations where, like, even when you speak about football, when footballers speak about other footballers, when they're like, Messi's like, if you're doing something and you want to get to the highest, you're going to look at the people and admire the people that are above you. Exactly. It's just natural. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and also obviously, everything does depend who it comes from. Because if I tell you, yo, Jordan, I'm proud of you, it doesn't slap as much as your dad going, yo, Jordan, I'm proud of you. Yeah. It's just natural. Do you get what I'm saying?
Like, oh, thanks, bro. And then my dad, but yo, you did that thing. I'm proud of you. Like, yo, man, it must. Again, probably because harder to please the dad. Say like, yo, this must have really slapped if my dad's proud of me.
Yeah. Actually, what's called? Keep talking. I need to find something because there was something I saw the other day, and I think it's actually fucking interesting.
Well, Ron, you do bar for bar now. You've done what? 25 episodes? 26?
Wow.
How many?
40.
Oh shit, it was 40. So you're
44.
Okay, so you're nearly a year into podding. Yeah. Now. How are you finding it? Because obviously it's at the start now. You've done 44 episodes consecutively. How are you finding podcasting now, and how are you finding podcasting the bubble within our community?
I enjoy podcasting. I just like coming and talking with my boys, and we talk about music that we like and hate. And what I love, my favorite part about it is the little recurring jokes or the little thing that come about it. Yeah. But then right now,
like Dejj being sex god, that's like
Like I like those parts, but then I'm also trying to keep the essence of bar for bar. And skate it as well. And sometimes I'm like, oh, this is a dope episode, and then the next one I'm like, I don't feel this was us. Yeah, you know.
But that's part of it. I felt like that. I felt we've done episodes. I was like, that was very interviewy. That was not us. And we've had to talk like we still need to do us. Yeah. With the guest on, but sometimes it's tough depending on the guest because they're not talking. They're expecting you to ask them questions, and if you don't, they probably won't talk. So you're like, oh, we kind of have to bend what we do. Because I've seen podcasts, regardless of who's on that couch, they will do what they do, and you will take a part of what they do. Yeah, I've seen podcasts.
But the thing is, you know what though? Like, you know what's funny about that though? That's what I aspire us to be. Yeah. Because I want us to do charge it, and no matter who's on the chair, it's charge it regardless. You get what I'm saying?
That's the goal. That's the goal.
That's the only way too. Because every podcast I enjoy, it doesn't matter who is on the couch. It's still that podcast.
Yeah, I love it. I love that. But the other thing I really I've enjoyed about podcasting, or I've seen a benefit of it, is that it's developed discipline. At least I've got discipline from it. I've got discipline, and it's shown me consistency. Like going 44 weeks straight, man. Yeah. Who would have thought we could do that? You know, I like the thing, especially with podcasts. A lot of podcasts don't make it past 3 to 10 episodes. Yeah. You know, and to see that we've passed on that, man, like it's good. And bro, I just can't wait for when the world catches up with us.
Okay. Yeah, people. But as that's what I was gonna say. Obviously, you can't wait for the world to catch up with it. But as a whole, we're in there. I like to say we're an Irish podcast in the black community, because I don't like to say we're black and Irish. Like I'm not putting us. We're obviously an Irish podcast because we're doing it in Ireland, and we're obviously part of the black community. But in that bubble now, how do you guys feel well received as a podcast? Because obviously you didn't grow up in Dublin. Because sometimes I feel like people say anyways that when they didn't grow up in Dublin, they find that we're a bit cliquey in Dublin because we all knew each other from like uni days. We were always like friends. So they don't feel like, oh, I wasn't well received because I had to. I
tell. I don't know. I hope this isn't bad. I feel like I tell Dan this all the time, is that we don't have the hood, but we could get the country. Okay. I think because we've grown up in a multicultural environment, you know, like it's not always just been black people. Like it's just blacks, white, Filipinos, and all that. That's the type of environment we've grown into. So the people that tune into our stuff are more diverse. Yeah. We're saying diverse, and you're saying, and I mean white people or I mean Asians, but it's just that. Like, so sometimes I would love to get like a nice little dap from the black community for the podcast or whatever. Yeah. But then again, it does fuel what we feel. It fuels us. It fuels what we do, and it's just like I think it's gonna come. I think it will come. But
so do I. I think like consistency. There's sometimes there's just benefits in being in it long enough. Like sometimes it's not even about being the best or the greatest. If you just have the longevity and just the sustain, you'll be like, oh, like look at James Milner. Just by being in the proxy of the Premier League so long, you're like, oh, he's actually successful. Even though he was never like the best, or he was never like top 50 world players in the league or whatever. But just by the virtue of just being there for so long, people, respectable career, respectable bloke. And if you say James Milner, even some casuals might even know who you're talking about. Bro. So it's like, sometimes it's just about staying the course, rather than, you might not have the peak of others, or you might not have the peak. But some people, their peaks is short. They might have the greater peak, but a shorter peak.
Yeah.
Whereas, because obviously we're on episode. This is episode 80. And sometimes I was like, we haven't got the rub that I thought we would have got being at this long. But I know we do get the respect. Yeah. Like, I know that. But sometimes, like, we haven't got that bit of peak that I thought you would get being in 80 episodes in. But then I think of that, it's like, yeah, but sometimes it's like, some people will, the weak will fall.
Well, yeah.
And if you can just stay on course and prevail,
you're good, man.
Yeah, you're good. But did you find what you're looking for?
Yeah. I want to know if you might feel this way, yeah.
Okay.
It's maybe niche, but in my mind, I don't feel like people talk about me, or I don't think about people talking about me, because I don't feel important enough for you to bring me up in your conversation with someone else while I'm not there. And I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. I'm not saying that I don't think that I'm important, but at the same time, it's like, you have bigger fish to fry. So I always give people benefit of the doubt when it comes to like gossiping about me, because it's like, really, Cassie? Really?
Do you might feel like that?
1,000%. That's why on the last episode I was like, I don't think people are sitting there saying let's not invite Charger, because I don't think I'm that important that people are honestly sitting there bitching and moaning and talking about. Like, why? It makes no sense to me.
Do you feel like that both good and bad?
Yeah. I would say to a lot of people, indifferent. Unless you've seen me on Twitter, maybe I've been annoying there before. See, that's self-awareness. I know on Twitter I can be annoying. Like, that's like, oh, that guy's annoying on Twitter. I'd hear it. Because sometimes I am annoying on Twitter. But other than that, unless somebody's saying, oh, that guy's annoying on Twitter, I honestly don't think anybody's saying like, oh, that's positively or negatively people are talking about Jordan. That's how I feel.
I hope you're not talking. Well, no. This is a weird question, bro.
It's a very weird question, but
yeah, like, cause you heard the term about you want people to be speaking about you in rooms that you didn't even think about, in a good way.
Yeah,
like everybody wants that, but if it's for gossiping terms, like, is my life really that?
Yeah.
Like, bro, I'm just doing me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not thinking about you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, man.
But even in a good way.
In a good,
because gossip is obviously gossip has the negative connotation of being gossip and being bad. But I'm even talking about like people chatting about you, like, yo, man, have you seen Ronn? Ron's did. You get what I'm saying?
I like the thing. I like it. It sounds good.
It sounds
good.
Do you think it's happening?
That's not a good. You had to answer without.
But that's the question though.
Yeah, do you think it's happening that people just sit there and like, they say, oh yeah, Ronn, talking about Ronn, yo, that guy Ronn, yo, Vision Lab's a dope concept, man. Yeah, they're actually doing the thing. Oh, then they do those shows, Ronn, yeah, they're killing it. Do you think that's happened, or people just be like, oh yeah, they're doing open mic is on. They don't really talk about Ronn.
Or even not even do you think it's happening? Is this something that crosses your mind?
It's not something that crosses my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But recently, people have told me that my name or the stuff that I'm affiliated with comes into conversations.
Oh, okay.
And good conversations.
Okay. Do you feel like that happens?
What he said is exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
It's exactly. That is 1,000% how I feel. I'm like, anytime I've ever heard someone talk about me, I'm just like, yeah. My life is boring as fuck.
It's a what is there really to talk about?
I don't even have juicy. My life isn't even juicy like that.
Yeah, what am I actually doing in my house nearly every day that you are actually talking about? That's like I'm here podding or in my house.
But this is the thing, though. If you think about all of the things you've heard about other people, those things more equal or less has happened to you. So
okay, but also the things you hear about other people. I like to think of myself I'm a decent guy, but you hear a lot about a lot of indecent people.
But they feel like they're decent guys too.
But there's certain people that you would never hear about. Like I'll probably say it off air, but like certain people are within the scene that you just negatively about positively. Nobody ever really talks about them in a room.
Yeah,
they just never get mentioned.
Would you rather be talked about negatively and positively, or just not spoken about at all?
Not spoken about at all. But
I guess you don't have that luxury anymore. You know that, right?
Of course, because you're public. You're probably but you're asking me would I rather
public figures, bro.
Well, they told us. They told us we're a state.
You never think about that.
You're in the public eye, so people can talk about you. Like,
this is the thing with titles and stuff, and being these certain things like influencers and shit like that. Once the thing that I learned in life is you just have to say it, and if you say it long enough, you are that thing.
What, like actor?
Yeah. If you say I'm an actor,
guys, If he said no, I'm a bad guy, he's worse.
Let's wrap up.
You know what? Once again, this episode's gonna start going left.
But actually, I want to talk on titles real quick. Fam, I actually don't. I like titles, but I also don't like them at the same time. I know it's contradicting, right? But I feel like as a people, we're too quick to giving each other titles.
Speak on this,
Bro.
What you mean by that?
Whenever you say what you mean by that with that intonation, you know you're looking for something.
I only got it from Samuel. Samuel's on the pod. He's like, "What you mean by that?"
What's good? You know that guy on Twitter? On TikTok or Instagram, whatever. He does like funny skits and like the video. I was like, "What do you mean by that?"
I don't know. Yeah, but that's where I got it from, though. Yeah.
See, because like titles, man, titles. Just do you, man. I just feel like we're quick to throw out the CEOs, the managers, the so and so, but man, like, what's the benefit? What's the benefit if
Self-importance? People want to feel like they matter, and people want to feel like they're important in some way. So even if they're a CEO of a brand that's been around for 2 weeks or whatever, for example, it makes them feel important. Or even if they like whatever title you give, or even if they say, "Oh, I'm managing Ronn, or I manage bar for bar. This time I don't do anything for bar for bar, but I'm walking around with that title." And sometimes titles can get you in rooms.
Facts.
Sometimes titles you'll be like, "Oh, I am charges manager." They'll be like, "Oh, okay, yeah."
And also the thing about it is, as much as you don't like it, I'm kind of with you as well, because like there's certain things I'm just like even when me and my friend were running our company, it's like, see you. I'm just like, bro, it just sounds disgusting. Like there's like nothing comes with it, but however, certain titles push people certain ways.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
bro, it's like I learned it last summer as well, is that so I never say CEO or co-founder of Vision Lab or whatever. But we were at something, and Dan said we met somebody, and they said, "Oh, what you do?" Dan explained himself, and then he said, "Oh, Ronn, he's a co-founder or whatever, or owner of Vision Lab." And as soon as he said that, the doors opened.
Energy changes.
Energy changes. You're an owner of a business. Sometimes that's why sometimes you have to wear it. I get it, because it's like human nature. We respect hierarchy. So we hear like owner, founder, CEO of a business. Like it's human nature to be like, "Oh, that's an important person. Let's open." So I understand why people lean into labels, but
like even if you met some girl and she's like, "Oh yeah, I just take pictures and shit like that," and yeah, cool. Or she said, "Yo, I'm an influencer," or even another level, "I'm a model."
Yeah.
You look at, she could do same girl could be 3 different people, and you could treat her 3 different ways. Yeah. Just off of
which one do you prefer, influencer, model, or take
I'm none of them.
No, which would you? No. If there was a girl, if there was a girl, which one would you prefer her to be?
I would prefer her to be. I would prefer her to be whatever she likes to be identified as. Obviously,
but there is a lot of people with titles not really doing anything. But again, they find themselves in rooms or find themselves in like spaces because they've given themselves. Even like where we come from, people will just say, "Oh yeah, I'm a pastor." And you're like, yeah,
but the thing is though,
come sit at the front.
But the thing is though, you like, it's annoying in that sense, but it's also beautiful in the sense of you can really be whoever you want to be. Like just how many people went to college and rebranded?
Yeah,
they're a whole new person.
Can I be CEO of Charger?
If you want to.
I run the brand. Even
Can I be a manager?
Oh yeah, I manage a podcast. Yeah, you
Can I put that on my bio? Yeah.
All right. Anyways, thank you, Ron, for pulling up and doing this. If you made it to the end of the pod, you didn't like it, buy merch, comment, like, and subscribe. And you didn't like anything we said on this podcast today, you can't charge.
I came here for a 3P.
Thank you for listening.
3P, baby.